Okay, so this week we're going to be looking at area and volume within our maths activities, and we're going to start off with area. So I've just drawn up a basic four-sided shape here, and we're going to look at how to calculate the area of this shape. So all we need to do is we need to multiply the width by the length, or the height of the shape if you like. So to do this, we've got 3 centimetres by 2 centimetres. And as I say, this is going to give us our area. So 3 times 2 we know is 6. It's really important that we include the unit of measurement, so in this case centimetres, and also this symbol here, which means squared, and it just shows us that we're displaying the area, so 6 centimetres squared. Okay, so this is what we call a rectilinear shape, and I know Miss Jenkinson touched upon these last week, so we should already be fairly familiar with these, but we're just going to recap them and we're going to focus on how we actually find missing lengths, okay? So as you can see, I've highlighted the lines that are travelling vertically in green, and all this does is it's going to help me visually, so I can see what information I've got already and what information I'm actually missing and what I need to calculate, okay? So on the left hand side, we know this line is worth 12 centimetres. We've already got that information, and we know on the right hand side this length is worth 8 centimetres, but we're actually missing this length here, okay? But we can actually see that if we combine the 8 centimetre length with this length here, it will be equivalent to this side. So if we move this length across over here, we'd have a length that is equivalent to this side. So we can do 12 centimetres, subtract 8 centimetres to give us this length. And we know that 12 subtract 8 is 4. Not forgetting the unit of measurement, and that is the first part done. Now we can do exactly the same for the lines that are running horizontally. So again, we've got 20 centimetres running along the top, and we've got 8 centimetres here. Now we're missing this value. But again, we know if we combine this bottom line with the line that is 8 centimetres long, it would be equivalent to 20 centimetres. So if we brought this line down to here, we'd have a line that is equivalent to that top length. So again, 20 centimetres, take away 8 centimetres will give us the length of this line here. And we know that 20 take away 8 is 12. And then we add in our unit of measurement. Okay, so it's still quite a complex task to calculate the area of this shape, and that's because it's got 6 sides. It's quite tricky to work with. So a simple way of making this much easier for ourselves is by splitting or dividing the shape into 2. So we've drawn the line down here, and we've now got 2 separate 4-sided shapes, okay? Now we know that to calculate the area, we multiply the width by the length. So we've got 8 by 8, which is 64 centimetres squared. So that's the first part done. And then we can move over to our second shape. We've got 12 centimetres, which we know was the missing length from the first part, multiplied by 12 centimetres. So 12 centimetres squared is 144 centimetres squared. So now we have our 2 values. We're going to add these together. We're going to combine them to get the area of the whole shape. So 144 add 64 is 208 centimetres squared. Okay, so now we're going to move on to calculating the volume of a 3D shape. Now all the volume is the amount of space a 3D shape takes up. And to calculate the volume, we multiply width, height and length together. So it's fairly similar to working out the area, just with an extra dimension. So in this case, that's the height. So on our example, on our activities, we're actually going to use the blue shape as a starting point. So we've labelled our 3 values. So we've got the width along the bottom, the height running up the side of the shape, and at the very top, we've got the length. Now, for the sake of this particular activity, we're going to label each cube as 1 centimetre, okay? So we can see along the width of the shape, we've got 4 cubes, so 4 centimetres. Along the height, it's 2 cubes tall, so 2 centimetres. And again, along the top, we've got 2 cubes. So we're going to label that length as 2 centimetres. Now, if we go back to our formula, width times height times length, we know that we just have to multiply these 3 values together to find the volume of this shape. So 4 times 2 times 2 is 16 centimetres. And instead of a little 2, we've added in a little 3. All this means is cubes. And it's a symbol that we use to display volume. So our answer is 16 centimetres cubed. Okay, so that was area and volume. If you are still unsure on these topics, then please do get in touch with either myself or Miss Jenkinson, and we'd be more than happy to help you out a little bit more.